I overswing, and I make a nice shoulder turn, but for some reason I just bring that club too far back, and I know it throws me off and gets me off playing and stuff. So I know you've shortened tires considerably. I've seen pitchers when they're 16 and then 21. And how do you shorten your swing? What drills do you do for that?
Okay, easy drill for you to do. All I want you to do is make a swing, and if you collapse and get long, you'll see how close your hands are to your head. You want to try and get your hands as far away from you can at the top of the swing. So when you get to the top of your swing, you're trying to push your right hand and right arm as far from your head as you can. Now, your swing's going to get shorter, but in reality, your arc is a lot bigger. By doing this, you've now created a much bigger arc on the way down. You can make a long swing from here, and you have a very narrow arc. Actually, the guy that swings this way or the guy that swings this way, this short-looking swing is a much bigger arc than the long swing. Do it not by trying to keep your left arm straight. Just feel like you're trying to keep your hands as far away from your head as you can keep them. If you get your hands out here, you get them in front of your body a lot easier. You'll see a guy like John Daly who swings way past parallel and still hits the ball good, and then you have a guy like Jeff Sluman who doesn't get to parallel. I think the important thing on your takeaway is if you get your wrist cock in there a little earlier, in other words, you get a little earlier wrist set, you're not going to have to swing as long. You've created a better leverage. The reason this works good, because you can keep your right hand, if you're a right-handed player, away from your head. You keep this out away from your head, it's easier to get your arms in front of your body on the way down. If you swing past parallel without being double jointed or something in this thumb or your wrist, everything is breaking down here. Now your hands are in close to your head when you come down, and you've got to throw this club at the golf ball. So the big key, I would think, is a little wrist set it off the ball, and then feel like your hands are as far away from your head as they get. If you get to parallel, that's fine. If you don't, you've made enough wrist cock to allow you to have something to hit the ball with.
But if you get that early wrist set and you're making a good turn, your body doesn't really want to go to parallel, does it?
No, it doesn't. And people get in trouble by trying to make what they call a one-piece takeaway, this type of thing. And what you see when you get to here, the only place you can go is in from there. So what happens, this caves in, it bounces out, and you end up throwing it. What I would tell you to do is just make a few swings in front of a mirror, take the club back to your body's finished turning, and look where the club shaft is. You'll find that most of the time your club shaft will only be right here. Well, that's as far as you need to go. You've got a full wrist cock, you unwind from there, and you're able to hit the ball a lot more solidly. I'd rather see you take, if you want to, exaggerate this a little, feel like your wrists hinge more this way, and then don't do anything but just turn your shoulders. If we did it in a drill, if I told you to tee up some balls, pick your wrist straight up like that, turn your shoulders, you'd be in a perfect position every time. And that's the feeling of letting the club head go first, a little wrist cock, and a nice turn sets you in a good position at the top.